Do you ever feel like everyone else is moving forward while you're stuck in park? Like your peers are driving towards careers, relationships, and purpose, but you're broken down in the same cycle, wasting time, feeling lost, and wondering if it's already too late. That heavy feeling of regret creeps in, but the truth is, you can change direction right now. In this video, I'm breaking down Simon Sinek's most powerful tips, but not merely as a collection of thoughts, but rather a sequence that I like to refer to as an emergent framework. By the end, you'll have a clear roadmap to finally get unstuck and start moving toward the life you actually want. If you didn't pick up on it in the intro, there were a number of references to driving. Simon Sinek uses the metaphor quite frequently, so I thought I'd go along with the theme. Mr. Sinek has tons of helpful information online, so much so, in fact, that it can be quite daunting to digest and apply it. I will take his collection of comprehensive teachings and synthesize them into 7 easy-to-understand stages of success. Let's start in stage 1. It all starts with a vision, or in our metaphor, a destination. Much like when you start a road trip, you have to know where you want to go. So I want you to imagine in your mind's eye your destination. You got it? Before we depart, let's check on its worthiness.
It's a very simple test of 3 things that if you can pass all these 3 things, you have a vision, you have a just cause worthy of playing in the infinite game, right? So I'll run through them quickly, then I'll explain them. Your vision, your just cause must be resilient, it must be inclusive, and it must be service-oriented. Okay, so resilient means that your vision, your just cause, can withstand cultural, political, or technological change, right? Which means when I hear people say to be the best technology, well, that's not going to sustain through technological change. Think about how many businesses went like this simply because the internet was invented, right? So it has to, your cause has to be written in terms that is durable, that is resilient through technological, political, and cultural change. That's number 1. Number 2, it has to be inclusive, which means it's the very words that you choose are an invitation to those who believe what you believe, whether they're internal or external, right? They're an invitation to anyone who wants to contribute to what you believe. So for example, if you talk about to build the best travel website, let's just say, right? That means the only people who would want to volunteer to be a part of it are people who build travel websites, or people who build websites. That means if you're an accountant, if you're somebody in back office, if you're somewhere in the support, you've literally made me feel like a second-class citizen in my own company, right? So it has to be written in terms that anybody, no matter what job they play, feels like they could contribute directly to that cause. So it has to be inclusive. And the third one is my favorite one, is it has to be service-oriented. In all relationships, there's always a benefactor and a contributor and a benefactor. So if I go to my boss for advice, career advice, I expect that her advice to me will benefit me. I want to be the benefactor of that contribution. If they're giving me advice, if she only gives me advice that benefits her career, well, that means the primary benefit of her advice was her, not me. So service orientation means that the primary benefit goes to those other than the contributor.
According to Mr. Sinek, it has to pass 3 tests to be worthy of your time and energy. Let's see if your vision passes the test. So to review, 1, it has to be durable. It can withstand the cultural, political, or technological change. 2, it has to be inclusive. Anyone feels like they can contribute to join you. And 3, it has to be service-oriented, helping people, nature, industry. It has to help. Vision is the mental image of what you want to achieve in the future. It involves imagining your desired outcome. A strong vision provides direction and purpose towards your destination. It's like GPS for your soul. I want you to imagine your vision for yourself one more time, but with such clarity and purpose that you're not only inspired, but others are compelled to join you. Every action you consider and every decision you make is laser focused on getting to your destination. So now that your destination is set, stick with me so I can explain how you fuel up your car for the journey. Stage 2, passion, or as Mr. Sinek says, the fuel behind achieving your vision.
Passion is not an input, passion is an output. You know, we're all passionate, we're just not all passionate for the same things. And we will feel what we call passion when we are involved in something that is deeply personal to us, that is helping us advance some higher purpose or cause. Then when we go to work, what we what we experience as passion. But if you make us do something that we feel no personal connection to, that is not us helping advance any kind of bigger ideal, then what we feel is stress. Now, passionate people work many hours, they don't come home, they miss their families, they take business trips, they don't sleep, and yet it feels worth it. People who are stressed go on business trips, they miss their families, they work long hours, they don't sleep, but it doesn't feel worth it. Passion is an output, not an input. Like stress is an output, not an input. So you can't do what you're passionate about. You find something you believe in, and what you will experience is passion.
As he said, passion is an output, but not just any output. It must be a worthy output. So you want to make sure that your vision is something that makes you want to jump out of bed in the morning and get working on it. It is what I call having the goosebump effect. Does your vision resonate with you at that level? Do you think about it during your waking moments? Daydream about what it might be like to achieve it? And ultimately, does it consume you more than all other available distractions? Passion must power your vision on the long road to achievement. Make no mistake, the road is long, but if you have a worthy vision and sufficient passion, you can get there. So remembering what Mr. Sinek said, a vision without purpose is laborious and stress-inducing, but a vision with purpose is invigorating and inspiring. It doesn't feel like work at all. Now that you know where you're going, your vision, and have the fuel to get there, passion, you need to choose the appropriate car and put the right parts on it. This leads us to stage 3, learning. Mr. Sinek highlights highly successful people never stop learning and growing. They are consumed by it, never wasting an opportunity to become better. Let's check out what he says.
I think that great leaders are students of leadership. And so if there's one thing I want a leader to do, it's to take themselves on. If there's one thing that I want a leader to do, it's to take themselves on and work to be the leader that they wish they had. And by the way, you don't have to have a position of rank or authority to be a leader. Leadership is the awesome responsibility to see those around us rise, and any one of us can be the leader we wish we had, but we have to become a student of leadership.
So what does that meaningful learning look like in our metaphor? If we stick with the car analogy, your vehicle is picked specifically for the road ahead, just as your wisdom outfits you for the journey ahead. Do you want a sports car to move fast and nimbly, or do you want a Jeep to climb mountains? Does your journey require you to be intellectually wise, socially adept, emotionally regulated, ethically sound, or physically healthy? You are outfitting yourself with the right car with the right characteristics. As Mr. Sinek says, learning should match your specific destination. Why do we focus on this? Because concentrated learning allows you to remain confident and adaptable. Being able to analyze new situations adeptly, evaluate each location with wisdom, and create novel solutions to complex problems. In essence, you always have the right part readily available. Now that you have a destination in mind, a full tank of gas, and the right car for the journey, let's put your car into drive. Stage 4 is goal setting.
And so there's nothing wrong with goals as long as we understand the context and the purpose of that goal, right? I like to think of money like fuel, and a car is the company, and the purpose is the destination, right? And if money is fuel, it makes the car go. You absolutely have to have money to make the company go. There is no dreaming big if you have no fuel. You can have the most beautiful car in the world, and yet if you got no fuel, it's pointless. But we don't own a car to buy fuel, right? We don't have companies simply for the money, right? It's the destination. You want to be able to go somewhere. And the passengers are the employees, and they're excited, not about the fuel in the car. How much fuel do we have? No one gets excited by that. We get excited where we're going.
As you heard, Mr. Sinek highlights the need for giving your goals purpose. One way to do this effectively is with strategic planning and making your goals SMART. S-M-A-R-T. Let's go through this strategy with a scenario. We'll start with S. Your goal must be specific. How is your particular goal specific to getting to your destination? Start with an example. You're in New York and you need to get to LA for a wedding in 4 days. It is 2,789 miles away. And yes, you're taking that car of yours. So now that you know what your goal is, it has to be measurable. Can you measure your effectiveness? In our scenario, can you drive 700 miles per day? Third, is it attainable? A. Can you actually achieve it? Can you drive approximately 12 hours a day at roughly 60 miles an hour? Next, R, is it relevant? Are you moving in the right direction? Are you taking the most efficient route? And last, T, is it time-based? Can you get there in time? In our scenario, you have to get there for a wedding ceremony. You're the best man after all. Ultimately, goals help you prioritize tasks and decisions that align with reaching your destination. You remove unnecessary distractions and focus on efficiency. On this long path, you need victories. And setting and achieving goals is a great way to recognize progress. You are on your way, but what comes next determines if you make the trip or turn back. Stage 5. Positive mindset. Mr. Sinek believes you can only get to your destination with true optimism and the realistic belief that your destination will be amazing. That drive from New York to LA in 4 days is no easy task. So you think of your friends waiting for you. Turn on your favorite tunes and you step on the gas. You remain positive, thinking about the positive impact of your effort. Your optimism is not based on the belief that everything will go perfectly on your trip, but rather that positivity will serve you better than negativity. Let's go back to Mr. Sinek.
Optimism is the undying belief that the future is bright, but it's realistic. It can accept that the times we are in now can be dark. We are in a dark tunnel right now. I don't know how long we're going to be in this tunnel, and it's going to be difficult. But I know one thing for sure, that if we work together and take care of each other, we will get through this and we will come out stronger than we went in. That's optimism. It's the undying belief that the future's bright and the only way to get through darkness is together. And I think any business leader worth any value today has to embody optimism. But again, it accepts the reality of difficult times now and looks to a bright future.
Hopefully you now realize when you face adversity and achieve success, especially through those dark times, your mindset helps sustain you during those moments, those same moments that might cause others to give up. Stage 6, discipline through consistency. In the act of moving towards your destination, your passion may wane at times, but this is where you develop discipline through consistency. You do not always have to be at the pinnacle of excitement to make progress, but rather progress moves you forward. You grind out each mile, pushing closer, not necessarily loving the process, but your mind is firmly set on the destination. Many people refer to this as the grind. You set your cruise control and muster on as you watch every mile marker get closer to your destination.
All leadership is the same thing. It's about transitions. So if you were to go to the gym, right? It's like exercise, right? If you go to the gym and you work out and you come back and you look in the mirror, you will see nothing. And if you go to the gym the next day and you come back and you look in the mirror, you will see nothing, right? So clearly there's no results, can't be measured, it must not be effective. So we quit, right? Or if you fundamentally believe that this is the right course of action and you stick with it, like in a relationship, I bought her flowers and I wished her happy birthday, and she doesn't love me. Clearly I'll give up. You know, that's not what happens. If you believe there's something there, you commit yourself to an act of service. You commit yourself to the regime, the exercise. You can screw it up. You can eat chocolate cake one day. You can skip a day or two. You know, it allows for that. But if you stick with it consistently, I'm not exactly sure what day, but I know you'll start getting into shape. I know it. And the same with the relationship. It's not about the events. It's not about intensity. It's about consistency, right? You go to the dentist twice a year, your teeth will fall out. You have to brush your teeth every day for 2 minutes. What does brushing your teeth twice a day for 2 minutes do? Nothing. Unless you do it every day, twice a day for 2 minutes, right? It's the consistency. Going to the gym for 9 hours does not get you into shape. Working out every day for 20 minutes gets you into shape.
Repeated positive behaviors, no matter how small, result in substantial growth. Over time, you prove to yourself that despite the lack of motivation, despite the obstacles before you, despite the occasional doubt that can creep in, you can persevere, recognizing small, incremental progress. Finally, the last stage before bringing your vision to life. Stage 7 is resilience. With each passing mile, you can feel your resolve growing. Through the detours, traffic jams, fuel stops, and flat tires, you ultimately become comfortable with discomfort. This is the core of resilience development. You transform adversity into adaptation. It is this adversity that strengthens you, a rare trait indeed. So how do you do this? Let's go back to Mr. Sinek for some sage advice.
One common trend about this young generation is they're very uncomfortable with discomfort. When something gets uncomfortable, they would rather quit or leave than manage discomfort. And we see this manifest in very strange ways. In the private sector, for example, multiple stories of young people who are so uncomfortable with the idea of having a confrontation with their boss. When I say confrontation, I mean like asking for a raise. Like they're so uncomfortable with the thought of asking for a raise or the fear of being declined for that raise that they quit their job instead of asking for the raise that they think they deserve. And usually in spectacular fashion with an email that says, you don't value me because I want more money. And so I think teaching young people how to be uncomfortable is a big part of it. And the question is, well, how do you do that? And that goes to part two, which is you can much more easily manage discomfort when you feel like you have somebody to the left of you and to the right of you who cares about you.
As you see, to reach true exceptionalism requires all 7 steps to bring it to fruition. If you enjoyed this journey, please like and subscribe. I am Dr. Jonathan Strecker, a longtime educator and author of Emergence. I highly encourage you to click here to turn your negative ruminations into resilience.